You have now tuned into Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Show, where Coach Ed gives you his perspective on the latest sports news from around the world. You will experience sports from the mind, heart, and soul of a veteran coach. Watch Coach dissect, expand, and give you insight like no other with passion and vicarious sports knowledge that will leave you coming back for more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode of Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Show. Now with your host Coach Ed. Please like and subscribe and also turn on the notifications.
What's up, amazing fans? What's up, Read and Attack fans, all sports fans everywhere? It's the coach here, Coach Ed Gladney. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I just want to have a little conversation, let you know what I'm doing right now. But before I get into that, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification. This way, you'll always know when I post new content. And everyone, continue to like and share on all your social media. You guys are really helping me. You're really helping and supporting the channel and everything that I'm doing on my platform. All right. So, and to all my sponsors, you guys have a special place in my heart. Thank you for your continued support. Shadow Worlds Radio, Get Out, Travels, Wise Consultant, the League of All Leagues. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. So, this is just a little talk, letting you know that with the Read and Attack show, I've done some interviews. So what I wanted to do is take those interviews and just give you those interviews themselves. You've probably already seen the interviews, heard the interviews, but I just want to bring it back and just let you guys really get to feel and get to know those that I've interviewed. So that's really all it's about, and in the future, any future interviews, same thing. I'll take it out and just give it that special place in the Coach Ed's amazing world of sports and the Read and Attack sports world. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back and listen in. All right. And you know what I always say in sports? Make sure you turn it on and turn it on. How you doing, everyone? It's Coach Ed here with a special guest interview for the Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Show. I'm truly honored to have Mitch Kofsky joining the show today. He's the co-owner, co-founder of the network on YouTube called the Hardcore Sports Network. Well, Mitch, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming in today. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, Coach. I'm feeling good. I always love talking with you. You always have great insights. Let's get right into it, Coach. I'm excited.
All right, then. So, you have a great knowledge of sports, especially basketball. How did you become so knowledgeable with sports?
Just born into it. My dad was huge in sports when he was a kid, so he just passed on the torch to me, and then, so on and so forth. I was just born into it.
Okay, that's I can definitely understand that. Many of us in the sports world, it's a family thing, so I get it. I get the traditions. So, has it been that way also with basketball? I mean, is that because you seem so in our conversation very well versed in basketball and the game itself over a lot of other sports? Is that kind of, because that's going to kind of lead me into my next question. In terms of basketball, I mean, like, what's your favorite sport? Sport or sports. Let's go there.
Okay, so my favorite sport is basketball. I mean, I think I started watching it when I was like maybe 3 or 4 years old. I was just as soon as I saw the Sixers and my dad watching, the Sixers I was just loved into it, and then I studied the game throughout my life and stuff. Now I'm not like up to your level when it comes to like coaching and stuff, but I know the whole game like inside and out.
Okay. Hey, I definitely understand that. So, and that's good, in terms of that. So, are there any other sports that you're a fan of? I'm massively a fan of.
I guess you would have to go with football, with the NFL, especially with the network I'm in. Most of us are involved in football, so throughout the time I gained more knowledge and more love for the game of football. So it's definitely coming up there. So
Okay.
I would have to say football and basketball.
All right. Well, you said you started watching basketball around 3. I mean, how long would you say you've been a fan of football and basketball?
So fan of both, I think had to be like six, 6 into 7. Just watching the games with my dad, spending time with my family. It's just a good thing for us. Sports gets everyone together.
All right. Did you play any sports?
So I did pickup. I never played in like a recognized league and stuff. So I would always do like pickups in the gym. I would do pickups at the park or at school or whatever. I would do pickups. I was never like in this like actual thing except for baseball. I played baseball for like 4 or 5 years, I have to say, and then I just stopped, and then other sports just took over. So baseball, I played for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Um, what was the highest level that you excelled in terms of playing baseball? Like, I mean, was it youth? Was it high school?
It was mostly youth, so I would play for. I think I played till I was like 11 or something, 8 to 11, and then I stopped because with my condition and what I have actually prevented me from going up any further. So I had to like stop.
Oh, okay. What position did you play for baseball?
We rotated, but I was mostly a second baseman or shortstop, and I did play catcher for like a little bit, but
Hmm.
mostly second and shortstop.
Oh, catcher's a tough position. Oh boy, especially being down there crouching, the knees, and did
Yeah,
you
that hurt.
did you have to block the plate, and did you end up taking any of those big hits?
I did not, thank God. I only played like catcher for like a little bit, but thank God I didn't actually get to experience those hits because if I did, that would have been bad.
You understand? No, I understand. I play football, so I understand about the challenge. That you get playing. Um, well, being that you're well versed with basketball, and you played baseball. I mean, I know you said earlier you never coached a team, but did you ever coach any individual players? Did players come up to you and you worked on techniques or anything of that nature?
So I actually was a coach for like a special needs group.
Hmm.
So I would actually teach them how to dribble, pass, all that stuff. Even I coached like a recognized game for whenever they played another team. I was actually one of the coaches for them. So that was kind of cool. And I actually just picked up coaching a couple weeks ago at my gym for like the little kids and teaching them the basics and stuff like that. So I just love basketball and helping the youth.
Wow, that's impressive, man. And I definitely understand where you're coming from, in terms of coaching. Because that's how I started. Youth football. Even as a teenager. I definitely understand. So I commend you for that, and that's good. That's definitely what's needed. In today's day and age, to help the younger kids get into it and build the love, like you have for sports. Now, in
Mhm.
terms of sports, what other experiences do you have in the world of sports? Like, for example, management, you know, as far as going into an agent, broadcasting, what? I mean, what other experiences?
So I was actually like a manager for my middle school wrestling team because
Mm,
I did like some of that stuff. So I would like write down the books, keep track of the height and weight and the moves and stuff. So not a lot of people know that. And in high school, I think I did it for like a half a year. and then I just stopped. But mostly it was in middle school, and I was a manager of the school's wrestling team.
Oh, wow, that's impressive, man. Like I said, you've been around a lot of sports. I mean, and you do have a wealth of knowledge. Like you said, you don't have to my level, but yours is more expansive, man. Really, it really is. Mine might have been more fine tuned towards football, but you've touched a lot more sports than I've ever touched in my lifetime. So, that's really impressive. I mean, did you have any dreams or any sports ventures as a youth? And what I mean by that is, you know, possibly going pro. I mean, every kid dreams of going pro. So, or did you ever think about even maybe being an owner of a team, anything of that nature?
I did have a dream. I did dream of playing basketball. Like that was just my sport, and my neighbors were actually very talented in basketball. Like my one of my good friends, Jake Silpy, he actually played D1 at Penn.
Mm,
So it's just like I've got to experience basketball because of him. I went to his game, I studied his game and everything. So I was around it for quite a while, and I did dream about going to the pros.
well, if you if you could go to the pros, or if you could, expand or even play, what position? I mean, what do you think? What is your best position?
Uh, point guard. Point guard.
And
Pretty much like him. I was the guy who would pass first, but when I was open, I would shoot the ball. But mostly, I was like a pass first. I did try to model my pickup game after Chris Paul. So when I was on the court, they would be like, "He's a passer," and I was like, "You let me open, I'll shoot it." Like, gosh, I still can shoot.
Okay, okay. Um, what do you feel is your biggest sports achievement?
My biggest sports achievement. That's a good one. I guess when I did karate, because when I did karate, I was like what was I like I think I was almost made it the black belt, but
Mhm.
then I stopped. So I think it had to be karate.
Wow, okay. Wow, man, no, nobody better mess with you being a karate expert. All right, all right.
Yeah.
What do you feel is your current long-term sports goal?
Sports what? I'm sorry.
Sports goal.
Oh, sports goal? Probably, seeing what this hardcore sports can be in a couple years, and even my own YouTube channel, seeing where I can take it. The future is there for the taking, and I'm there for it, man. Just the YouTube and the Hardcore Sports Network.
Well, we're going to get into that in just a minute, but you know what? I mean, you talked a little bit about the Sixers. Okay, so I gather that's one of your favorite teams. Are you a fan of any other teams?
When I was growing up, I was a fan of the Dallas Mavericks because of Dirk Nowitzki. I just love Dirk, his fadeaway, his ability to shoot from three. So for me, it was actually the Mavericks and Dirk Nowitzki. So
Okay. What about in any other sports? I mean, in football, who are you a fan?
football, I had to go with the Minnesota Vikings because of what Adrian Peterson was doing and
Mhm.
what his work on the field, and he was the best running back in that time. And of course, when something happened, I stepped away because I didn't expect what he did. So
Mhm.
yeah, I would have to go to the Vikings.
Okay, so the Mavericks and the Vikings. So I gather those are your favorite teams now.
I'm mostly all Philly now, but I would still watch a Dallas game here and there, and a Vikings game here and there. But I'm mostly Philly guy now.
That's interesting. I gather if you told a lot of your Philly friends that you're a fan of the Dallas team, they're gonna look at you crazy. Like, please don't tell me it's the Cowboys. But no, I can understand. That's fine.
It was the Mavericks. Yeah, a lot of them had a respect for me because of Dirk. It was just like he was one of our heroes of the game. Him being from Europe and all that stuff. So he's a true one of my heroes when it comes to basketball.
No, I can understand that. And Dirk, I definitely did appreciate Dirk's game and what he brought to the game of basketball and how he did expand it, from, the basic inside out, center to the back type of thing, even a power forward. Because I grew up in the era or dealt in the era with Karl Malone and forwards like that. So I understand. So I respect Dirk's game. Now we talked a little bit about your YouTube channel. How did you get involved with YouTube?
So it's actually kind of funny. I started YouTube like about 7, 8 years ago, but I
Mhm.
did not do sports. I was doing like movie reviews, video game reviews, challenges. I did that because one of my good friends at the time, he had like what 25,000 subscribers at that time, and he was doing reaction videos. And he was like, Mitch, you gotta get into it. YouTube is your thing. You love to talk about movies, video games, and stuff. Do it and see where it takes you. And I did. And then once the whole thing in 2019 hit, I took a step back, and then I just came back in like during the bubble. So it's just like, yeah, I came back, short break.
Oh, okay. So when you started YouTubing, did you have any expectations?
No, all my expectations for me was just like to have fun and stuff, to talk about movies and stuff. And people to this day still comment on those videos and DM me, be like, "Yo, you were right about this movie years ago," and I'm like, "Wow, really?" I forgot that they're still up there.
Do you still do any type of movie reviews or anything like that, or the challenges?
No, just sports now, but my video is still there. So whoever wants to check them out, if you're a fan of movies, video games, it's right there.
All right. Do you find group YouTubing rewarding?
Yes, yes, I do, because of all the people I met throughout the journey. Like I met you, everyone in my network, and stuff like that. And then, just gaining all these views and comments and stuff like that. It's so rewarding. And people who come back to my live streams from years ago and seeing like I'm still like on their radar is
Mhm.
amazing to me. Like that's what I love more about the numbers. Like the people come back to
Mhm.
watch you, to interact with you. That's what I take more than the numbers.
Well, that's a great thing, and I understand the interacting, building relationship. That's always a great thing. So, um, you were talking about your network, the hardcore network. Um, how did that come about? You founding that.
So it's actually funny. I left this other network because I'm not going to get into that why I left. But on that day, I called a good content creator, a friend of mine, AK Eagles. So I called him and I was like, "Yo, you want to start a Sunday morning show?" And he's like, "Yeah, but you know what? Let's start a network." And from that moment on, I left one, started another one that same day.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And how's that been coming along?
Hey, Hardcore Sports is doing great. We're almost at 400 subs in a short amount of time. We almost are at 55,000 total views. I mean, the network is going up right now, and I truly love it for what we have become so far.
That's impressive, and I definitely can appreciate, because I have an association with you guys, and I can definitely appreciate what you guys do, the hard work that you definitely put in. I watch every day what you do, so and I can tell the audience, this man definitely works hard, and he does build it up, and he's proud of it, and it's a great network, and it has a multifaceted of sports, so it's not just football and basketball. I mean, talk about the different, sports that you guys touch through the hardcore network.
So we cover football, basketball, baseball, hockey, wrestling, like WWE, UFC, all this stuff, and we just love it. We're a big happy family over here, and we just can't wait to see what the future brings.
Okay. Speaking about the future, I mean, what are the long-term goals of the hardcore
Just to make it big, and we'll always bring you the realistic takes. We're not one of those guys who just say yes to everything, just like agree with everybody. We have disagreements. That's the whole love of sports. You can't agree on every little thing, and that's what we try to bring. And that's basically all we do. Just give you the best knowledge possible.
where do you envision the network? It'll be within the next year, 3 years, 5 years.
In the next couple of years, I could see us, having a couple thousand subscribers, maintaining a momentum and, trying to make a living out of this for all these people, for doing what we love, and it's working out to perfection right now.
Yeah, dream of maybe having say like a big television network, maybe ESPN, Fox Sports, something like that.
One can only dream, right?
Yeah.
One can only dream. I would love for that to happen. I would absolutely 1000% love for that to happen.
Now, through YouTubing, are you able to help and mentor others looking to follow in your footsteps?
Actually, yes, and people always DM me for advice, whether it's a thumbnail, content, and just like seeing where I would edit a certain video. Like, should I take this out, put that in? People DM me every single day about this, and I just love it. Always giving back, always helping the people out, and making them feel good about themselves.
That's good. That's good, and it's definitely a great thing to do because giving back is a great way of personal rewarding as well as helping others gain a sense of reward. So I definitely understand where you're coming from there, and that's a good thing. Now, how can people find your personal channel or the Hardcore Network channel?
So it's easy. For my personal channel, just Mitch Kofsky on YouTube, Twitter. That's it. For the Hardcore Sports Network, you can find it everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Hardcore Sports Network. And yeah, that's where you can find us. And hopefully you can join us for the ride.
All right, and for the fans, that's Mitch, Mitch, Kofsky, Kofsky. So that's how you can find them on YouTube. If anyone is looking to connect with you as a fan or through business opportunity, how can they reach you? Is it strictly through the network, or do you have an email or even a phone number that people can?
You can reach out to me through Twitter at Mitch Kofsky. My DMs are always open. You can even, just hit me up on I'll give out my email. It'll be mkofsky777@gmail.com.
Okay, there you go, people. When you want to, talk to him, partner up with him, or, have business opportunities, definitely reach out to this man. He's definitely one of the hardest working people that I know in this YouTube channel, not just YouTube, in all social media platforms. So, is there anything else you'd like the audience to know about you, the Hardcore Network, anything?
Just that we're all about having fun, just like helping people and stuff, and that's what I want to do. Just like with people out, give them the best knowledge, and just to see where they take the knowledge and go with it.
Well, Mitch, I really appreciate you taking the time, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mitch Kofsky, like I said, one of the hardest men that I know, working on this YouTube platform and all social media. His works are great. He definitely has a lot of fun. There's a lot of funny moments, whether he's throwing up SpongeBob or anything of that nature. It's really a great time. So if you want to laugh, definitely come. There are those serious moments, talk sports, whatever it is. So there it is. The Hardcore Network is definitely one, and Mitch himself. So Mitch, I thank you for taking the time to talk to me and this audience, and always supporting me in all my ventures. So thank you again.
Of course, Coach. Of course. Here's
All right. Well, this is Coach Ed, and another interview that I'm bringing to you through Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports show. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and you know what I say in sport: make sure you turn it on and turn it up. Everyone have a great day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shadow Worlds Radio presents Coach Ed's Read and Attack Sports Talk Show.
This is the Read and Attack Show.
This is a sports show where I dive into sports all across the world.
This is the Read and Attack Sports Talk Show.
I'm gonna give you my perspective.
Coach Ed in Attack. Sports Talk Show.
I'm gonna attack it just like I would as a coach.
Read and Attack. Read and Attack. Sports Talk Show.
I'm gonna attack it just like I would as a coach.
Coach Ed's Read and Attack.
I'm gonna give you my perspective.
This is the Read and Attack Sports Talk Show.
Thank you all for tuning in today.
Read and Attack. Sports
This
Talk
is a
Show.
sports show where I dive into sports all across the world.
Coach Ed in Attack. Sports Talk Show. Read and Attack. Read and Attack Show.